How have you been this week? Nowadays, coronavirus is spreading again. So I heard that the Korean government is going to raise the COVID regulation. The virus gets worse. Oh, that's a shame. How you been, guys? Hi, Kiki. Hi, the TJ. Hi, Nee. Hi, SV. Quitty. And hi, Mercedes. Hi, Terry Aries. Hi, Vita. Hi, Uma. Hi, Chell. Hi, Norwegian Joe. Hey. Nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Yay, yay. I hope you guys are okay I hope you guys are safe from the coronavirus. And yeah, I was hoping that the pandemic would be over now, but it is hard to see any signs of its ending. Oh, that's a shame. I hope you all take care of yourself well from the virus. And if you feel unwell, please go home and take a rest to prevent coronavirus and any other diseases. Okay, now we are going to start today's podcast. So today's topic is same as last week. It is about Korean words and idioms. Yeah. So we were talking about the first question last week, but we couldn't even finish the first one and even didn't start the second question because there are so many things I wanted to share and you guys ask. So yeah, today let's continue. So shall we just kick off straight away? Are you ready? Let's go. Let me just move down so that you can see the board well. Let me go this way. And then, alright, let's get started. Okay, so there were two questions. So the first one was, is there any English word or idioms you'd like to know in Korean? And the second question was, is there any Korean word or idiom you'd like to know the meaning for? Of course, these two questions, we will, of these two questions, today we will talk about the second question. So are you all looking forward to it? If you are, please send hearts, as many as you can. Yay! I'm excited. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, hold on. By the way, actually, there are still some words and sentences left from the first question. Oh yeah, fire, heart, yeah. Please send more and more while we're doing the podcast. I'm so excited. Yeah. So actually, there are still some words and sentences left from the first question. So let me finish that first and move on to the second question. Right. Hold on. Let me just be a bit big so that I can see you guys well. Okay, let's go. So the first question, is there any English word, idiom you'd like to know in Korean? And the first one we are going to start will be, it is because. So I think someone asked about how to say it is because in Korean, but I guess you guys you've already heard before. You can guess what would be it is because. How can you say it is because in Korean? You can guess, or you can just comment on 싹싹하다, 다정하다, 새침하다, 쌀쌀맞다. Oh, actually that's kind of adjective but it is because is the sentence that when you talk about something. You can guess, or shall we? Shall I just let you know? So, how to say what is the it is because means is 왜냐하면 sorry, not means, like how to say in Korean. It is because 때문에. Yeah, well done. Iris lot 3. 때문에, well done. 아네모준? There's some delay, so maybe when I read the comments, I might be a bit later than you type. Just bear in mind. But anyway, well done. That was great. So, let me just move down because I need to move down to show all the things. Yeah. Okay. So it is because in Korean is 왜냐하면. So you can see 왜냐하면. You can see the example sentence. 일찍 갈 수밖에 없었어요. 왜냐하면 머리가 아팠기 때문이거든요. 뭐뭐 하는 바람에 well done. You know Korean really well actually. So 왜냐하면 I had to go back home early. It is because I had a headache. So you can use 왜냐하면 as for it is because, but actually, Koreans don't use 왜냐하면 that often because 왜냐하면 it sounds more like English. So, it's in English grammar, you usually say like you put the reason after the results maybe. So you say, this happened. It is because this. But in Korean, we usually say the reason first and then use the word 뭐뭐 때문에 뭐뭐 해서 뭐뭐 했어요. 그래서 something happened. We put result after the reason. So it'll be better to use maybe 뭐뭐 했기 때문에. So when you see the second example, you can see 한국어 공부를 열심히 했기 때문에 시험에 통과할 수 있었습니다. So I could pass the test because I studied hard. So in English, with the English order, you'd say 시험에 통과할 수. Actually same, isn't it? 열심히 했기 때문에 시험에 통과할 수 있었습니다. Yeah, actually same. Why I thought it's different? No, sorry. It's I got confused. My brain. Okay, so I studied hard, which was 공부를 열심히 했다. Is I've studied hard. So I've studied hard. You should put that first in Korean grammar, and then 시험에 통과할 수 있었습니다. I could pass the test. So 한국어 공부를 열심히 했기 때문에 시험에 통과할 수 있었습니다. It's more natural. Or you can use 뭐뭐 해서. You can see the 뭐뭐 해서, the third one. So for example, 머리가 아파서 일찍 집에 갈 수밖에 없었어요. It's more natural than 일찍 갈 수밖에 없었어요. 왜냐하면 머리가 아팠거든요. Or you can do 한국어 공부를 열심히 했어요. 그래서 시험에 통과할 수 있었습니다. It's more natural in Korean. So if you want to use it is because, then I'd recommend to put the reason first and then put the result afterwards. Okay, so you can use please bear in mind, try to remember it, and then you can use more natural Korean. Okay, let's go to the second one. So the second one would be more quite practical, because someone ask about the medical terms. Maybe some are working in this industry or in this field, like medical field. So actually it's quite useful to know, right? When you go to hospital, you want to explain some certain disease or something, but if you can't, it's easier, it's more efficient to just use one term instead of describe A to Z. So firstly I found what kind of medical term in English, and then I'm gonna let you know how you can use in Korean. So when you see the light green colored words, they are romanized, so you can read them, or you can read in Korean. So let's see. There are quite a lot. I brought a lot. I'm sorry. I brought a lot. So the first one is, hopefully I read correctly, benign. So it's not cancer. So it's certain cancerous, some things in your body. So we usually call that one as 종양. So 양성종양 is actually the thing can be, the thing is cancerous. So you have to remove it, not to make it serious. And malignant, it's 악성종양. Oh, sorry, 양성종양 is not cancerous, so you don't really need to remove. But 악성종양 is, something that it can be developed to cancer, so you have to remove it. So how to say is 악성종양. So when you hear 악성종양, then you have to remove it. And 양성종양, maybe you need to take operation, but it's not that much bad as cancer. And the third one, actually we use it quite often, anti-inflammatory. So in Korean it is 소염제 or 항염증제. So for example, when you go to pharmacy, you can ask, could I have anti-inflammatory? So you usually ask like ibuprofen or naproxen in maybe English speaking words. Of course they understand, but usually when you ask 소염제 주세요 or 항염증제 주세요, then they understand, and then they will recommend like certain brands, so that which actually helpful for your symptoms. Because there are so many different kinds of anti-inflammatory. So when you ask to those in pharmacy, like 소염제 주세요, 항염증제 주세요, you will ask, then they will give the certain specific brand. So yeah, the fourth one is body mass index, BMI. BMI, we say 체질량 지수. So 지수, not Blackpink 지수, but 지수 is index, and 체 is body. So body in Chinese character is 체, 몸 is body, and 체 is the sound of Chinese character in Korean. So 질량 is like the mass. You can see the second one. So 체질량 지수 is body fat measurement based on height and weight. So 체질량 지수, when you go to gym, you can ask, oh, can I take the BMI? Can I test the BMI? Then you can ask, 체질량 지수 잴 수 있나요? 재다 is measure. So can I, take a test for the BMI? So you can use 체질량 지수. And the next one is biopsy. So 생체 조직 검사. Actually, it's quite maybe you hear, like when you go to big hospital, like for the like serious, when if you have to take like surgery, you need to take this, the tissue, you need to take the tissue sample first, right? So that's why maybe doctor ask, or doctor will say, explain, oh, actually you need to take biopsy first. 생체 조직 검사, or they say 조직 검사. So 조직 검사 먼저 해야 해요. So maybe they ask, you need to test, we need to take the tissue sample first before you go for the surgery. Then the doctor would say, 조직 검사 먼저 해야 됩니다. 조직 검사, 생체 조직 검사 is biopsy. And the third one is low blood pressure, hypertension. Yeah, hypertension. Maybe, nowadays quite many people, like young people, has hypertension. So this hypertension in Korean is 저혈압. 저 is low, 혈압 is blood pressure. 혈압. So 혈 is blood, 압 is pressure. So 저혈압. So maybe you can say, I have low blood pressure, so you need to be careful when you exercise, or when you do something, when you do, like when you work out, you need to be careful. Then you can say 저혈압이어서 조심해야 돼요. 저혈압. Yeah, you have low blood pressure. 저혈압. Yeah. And next one, opposite to 저혈압 is hypertension, which is 고혈압. So you can see 혈압 is same. So 혈압 is blood pressure. So maybe you might see, you might have seen the scene that, like in the Korean drama, like old people, maybe when they got shocked, then they put their hands on their neck, back head, and then they say like, 혈압. 혈압 is blood pressure. So 고혈압 is hypertension. Yeah, hypertension. And then 병변. The next one, lesion is 병변. So which is wounds or sores or cuts. So 병변. I think not in daily life. You don't really use like 병변. Like it's very like certain, like very specific medical terms. But you can just say 상처. 상처 is 병변. Yeah. And the next one is non-invasive. 비수술적인. So when you talk about something doesn't require, the entering the body, with like something instruments, like it's quite simple. 비수술적인. 수술 is operation. 수술 is operation or surgery. So non-invasive, 비수술적인. You can use that. And also, actually, when you go to a big hospital, you can hear this word quite often, because outpatient, like those who check in and check out on the same day. So 외래 환자. 환자 is patient, and the 외래 is outside, and 래 is come. So those are also composed of Chinese character. So 외래 환자 is those who coming from outside. So 외래 환자분 이쪽으로 오세요. So for example, like outpatient, please come here. 외래 환자분 이쪽으로 오세요. You can hear this quite a lot. And opposite to the 외래 환자, inpatient, 입원 환자. You can see 병원, one is the place, and then 입 is in, get in. So 입원 환자 is patient. So someone who stay overnight, or or like more days, they usually called as 입원 환자. 입원 환자 이쪽으로 오세요. 외래 환자 이쪽으로 오세요. Or they can say 외래 진료. Like 진료 is diagnosis. So you can see 외래 환자분 이쪽으로 가서 진료 보세요. That means outpatient, please go that way to see a doctor. And 입원 환자. And then the next one is 차도. 차도. 차도 is the in remission, so the disease is not getting worse or not to be like being cured. So 차도. 차도가 있나요? 차도가 없나요? You can ask to doctor like, 차도가 있나요? So is it getting worse or is it getting better or not? You can ask like 차도가 있나요? You can ask like that. And the next one is 세포막. 세포막. 세포막 is membranes. You can hear this word in science class. Yeah, the layer of tissue. So 차도. 세포막. 세포막에 손상이 갔습니다. You got damage on your membranes. So 세포막에 손상. 손상 is damage. So 세포막에 손상이 갔습니다. Then maybe you need to take surgery and you can become maybe 입원 환자. So you need to take 수술. Maybe. Yeah. And the next one is acute. Yeah, acute. 급성의 sudden, like sudden something. For example, like acute illness, like 급성. Actually, yeah, you can have like 급성, like acute, how to say, like stomach problem or intestines problem. So 급성 장염, like inflammation. Then you may go to see a doctor, right? So 급성, acute is 급성의. Yeah. And then so the next one will be 협심증. 협심증, the pain in the chest related to heart, something that comes and goes. So 협심증, it's quite like difficult words, like so like not like it's very like professional like terms like 협심증, but I think people use this quite a lot. So for example, 협심증 때문에 병원에 가셨어. My grandpa has like angina, like 협심증. So that's why he's in the hospital. Like 우리 할아버지가 협심증 때문에 병원에 계셔. Like 협심증. Yeah, actually Koreans use these quite often. Yeah, 협심증. And the next one is gastroesophageal. Sorry, I can't really read this. Let's say GERD. Yeah, GERD. 위식도 역류 질환. Yeah, if you get stressed a lot, you may have this disease. Yeah, like heartburns, and then the problem in your stomach, something reflux disease. So 위식도 역류 질환. I think those who are like 30s or 40s, like who get stressed a lot from the company, they usually have this kind of disease, unfortunately. So maybe my dad, he has 위식도 역류 질환. So he had to take medicine, regularly like that. So 위식도 역류 질환. I think most of the words consists like Chinese characters. That's why all the words sounds a bit like difficult and also not common, because it's kind of like like when you see the like professional terms, you can see most of them composed of like Chinese characters, but we read it in Korean way. So we use the same words with the Chinese, but the sounds are different. But anyway, let's go to the next one. Next one is cellulitis, which is 봉화증염, but you may use 세포염 more. 세포염. 염증 is inflammation. So 세포염 is infected tissue. So 세포 is tissue and infected is 염증에 걸리다. So 염증 is inflammation. So infected tissue. 세포염. The next one is 표피. Outermost layer of skin. 표피. Yeah, 표피. When you go to skincare clinic, you can hear 표피 a lot. If you're interested in like Korean beauty, or how to take care of your skin, anti-aging something, you may hear 표피 a lot. So the outermost layer of the skin. And the next one is 호중구. 호중구 actually, which is the most common types of white blood cell. 호중구 is also very like professional terms. Yeah. But the next one, 부종, swelling, 부종, edema. You may hear a lot because, for example, 다리 부종 is leg swelling. So if you have 부종, like swelling, then you may feel pain on your you may have like pain on your legs. So yeah, 부종 a lot. Yeah, Sepa 5674 asked a question that you guys are going to post these, aren't you? I think we will post this. We will post this later, so maybe you can check it later when you're free. But I recommend to see this on time, because this is the time that you can actually ask questions in real time, and then I can answer to you as well. Yeah, but you can check all the details later on, because we're gonna post it again. And let's go to the next one. And 색전증 is blood clot. So 색전증, you can hear this as well. So 폐색전증, maybe you may hear 폐색전증, like the pulmonary embolism or cerebral embolism quite a lot. Yeah, instead of just here 색전증. So 폐색전증 or 뇌색전증. You may hear those words in the hospital. The next one is 봉합 stitches. 봉합 you hear quite a lot. You will hear a lot 봉합, because after when you do surgeries, you need to close that part, the cut part. So that's why you can hear 봉합이 잘 되어야 the good stitches actually helps to get healed quickly, maybe. So 봉합, after 봉합 you may hear a lot. And the polyp is 용종. So the growth of thin tissue, 용종 is actually related to the first one, 종양. 용종 can become like cancerous things, or not cancerous things. So 용종 can become 양성종양 or 악성종양. So it's you can hear this word a lot. And then compound fracture. 골절. Fracture, you may hear fracture a lot because it's quite easy, not easy, but it happens quite often. Like broken, you may break your bones. Then when you go to the hospital, you may hear that 골절 되었어요. 골절. 뼈가 골절. 골 is actually bones. 절 is break. So that's why 골절 is broken bones. Yeah. So 복합 골절 is the broken bone that protrudes through the skin. But 분쇄 골절, the convenient fracture, the broken bones that shattered into many pieces, right? So 분쇄 골절, 분쇄 is shattered. 분쇄 is shattered. So the broken bones that shatters into many pieces is 분쇄 골절, and then the broken bones that protrudes through the skin is 복합 골절. Yeah, finally we're finished all the medical terms. So these are the medical terms are prepared, and we are going to post this video later, so you can check in details after this live broadcast. And please keep comments or ask questions if you have, so that I can answer in real time. Okay, so let's go to the actual topic for today, which is the second question. Is there any Korean words and idioms you'd like to know the meaning for? Okay, let's go. So let's see what kind of Korean words and idioms people want to know through today's today's podcast. Yeah, thanks to you two. Let's go. So the first word, our egg bunnies, one of our egg bunnies asked was 힘내. 힘내. How can you say 힘내 in English? Actually, Koreans make mistake quite a lot when they say 힘내 in English, because we also use 힘내 in different words. We believe it comes from English, but actually it's Konglish, it's Korean English. I haven't seen anyone who use, of course someone who knows Korean culture, they know this word, but in English speaking countries, if you use it, it's weird. Yeah. So 힘내 in English is hang in there, cheer up, keep it up, keep your chin up, let's go for it, come on. All these words is you can use all these words are 힘내 in Korean. How is it possible? All these different words can become 힘내. So as I told you before, in Korean we also use fighting. So actually fighting is actually fighting, but in Korean it means 힘내, like hang in there, keep it up, cheer up, so you can do this. That is actually fighting. So how you can use is you can use like 힘내요, 할 수 있다, you can do this is 할 수 있다, or fighting, 힘내 is hang in there, keep it up, cheer up, you can do this, 힘내요, fighting. When you encourage someone, then you can use like that. And maybe 힘내요, 힘내 actually means let's go for it, come on. But I personally think fighting is more close to let's go for it, like come on, like that. Or you can use just go, 기억. You can type it like 기억 is like slangs, or how to say it, acronym. So you can use 기억. It means gogo is actually go, let's go, 기억. So I hope you guys, I want to say this to our egg bunnies. 모두 한국어 공부 화이팅! 힘내요, 여러분. 할 수 있어요, 우리 egg bunny들. 화이팅! Alright, so let's go to the next word. So next word, one of our egg bunnies asked was 맞추다. So what is 맞추다? So 맞추다 is one of the Korean words that even Koreans get confused, because there another word sounds very similar to 맞추다. So you can guess what is 맞추다. What does 맞추다 mean? So the 맞추다 is there are quite many various meanings, but the first meaning is actually set or adjust something to something, like for example like assembling, or like put together. So for example, you put, so like in the example words, like 문짝을 문틀에 맞추다 is you put the door, the wings of the door put into the frame, right? So like adjust the wings of the doors. So you try to adjust the things. And the second meaning is check something with or against something. So for example, like you can see the example sentence that 나는 가장 친한 친구와 답을 맞춰보았다. 답을 맞추다 is check the answer. So you check the answer with your closest friend. So 나는, I, 가장 친한, the most close, 친구, friend, 친구와 is with my friend. 답을, the answer, 맞추어 보았다, checked. So I checked the answer with my most, or my closest friend. Yeah. And the third meaning is work at the same pace with. So for example, when you need to cooperate with some other department in your company, so you can say 다른 부서와 보조를 맞추다. So 부서 is department, and then 다른 is other. 맞추다 is like you work, you cooperate together. So 다른 부서와 보조를 맞추다, you can use in these ways. And actually, as I mentioned before, Koreans also get confused with 맞추다 and 맞히다. So 맞히다, the first one, 맞히다, is get the right answer. So for example, when you say get the right answer, 정답을 맞히다. So when you are correct, then you say 정답을 맞췄다, 맞히다. Or when you hit the target, 목표물을 맞히다. 목표물 is target, and the 맞히다, it sounds very similar, right? 맞히다, 맞추다, 맞히다, 맞추다. But 맞히다, you have to use it to when you want to say something, get the right answer, or hit the target, you have to use 맞히다. But 맞추다 is more like set, adjust, something to certain thing, or check so even you check the answer with your best friend, you use 맞추다. It's not 맞히어보다. So 맞춰보다, not 맞히어보다. So it's quite confusing, but those are different. Just very small details, but yeah, those are different. Well, okay, the next one is 화석. 화석. What is 화석? 화석, I think someone heard this word from maybe drama or some chat. So 화석 can be used as slang. So 화석 means fossil, like the shape of a bone, a shell, or a plant or animal that has been preserved in a rock for a very long period. So 화석. Oh, why 화석? But there's another meaning that in Korean, there's another meaning that a person who has been in the group for a long time. So actually, you can hear this word quite often in university. For example, if you're in year 1, when you're freshman, when you see the seniors or like year 3, actually just like 2 or 3 years gap, but you can feel like, oh, they're so long. And especially in Korea, we usually count the year of entering the college or universities. So for example, 너 몇 학번이야? When is your year of entering this school, like uni? Then people usually say, 1, 2학번이야, 1, 3학번이야. Oh, sorry, nowadays people 20학번이야, 21학번이야, 22학번이야. So they count the third and fourth numbers of the year. So 2022, you will count like 22학번이야, 22학번. You can see in the picture like 22학번. So for example, 1, 2학번, from the 2학번's perspective of view, who is freshman in this year, when they see 1, 2학번 who entered the university in 2021, they look like the first, like left side, the upper left side. But when they see 20학번 who entered the university in like 2020, looks like grandpa. And when they see the 2학번 see like who entered the school 2019, they look like the bones, like the dead people. Because they feel like the age gap quite a lot. Like of course it's not like the fact is not that big gap, but they feel like, oh, they feel like they're very like old. So from the perspective of the students who are entering 2022, when they see the students entered in 2016, you can see on the right bottom, which is fossil. Like, oh, they feel like, oh, they're really like old. So that's why they use 화석. 어, 완전 화석이야. 완전 화석 아니야? Because they feel like, oh, they're so long. They've been here so long time. Yeah. Or actually, you can use 고인물. 고인물 is also like a synonym. Like it is a slang from internet games derived from the proverb, like stagnant water is bound to rot. Yeah. 고인물은 썩는다. Yeah, it's come from that. So you can also use 화석 or 고인물. Or you can use old bee, which is opposed to newbie. Yeah. And the next one is something 비읍니까. Something 비읍니까. So when I So this answer, what does that mean? I thought like, what kind of things does he or she wanted to know? But I guess it's about like 뭐뭐 합니까? 뭐뭐 했습니까? So our egg bunny asked how to what does 합니까 or 했습니까 mean in English. So 뭐 합니까 했습니까 are the words that you use when you ask questions. So you usually use these words for respect words or for the as written words. So for example, you can understand more with the examples. So the first one, when you want to say, if you want to say, do you agree with this opinion? Then you can use like 당신은 이 의견에 동의합니까? 당신은 이 의견에 동의합니까? So that's exactly means, do you agree with this opinion? And the second one, did you purchase this item? So did is past tense. So 당신이 이 물건을 구매했습니까? 했습니까 is past tense. 합니까 is present. So 했습니까? 당신이 이 물건을 구매했습니까? So did you purchase this item? So 당신이 이 물건을 구매했습니까? And the next one, can you do this? This is also again the present tense, right? So 당신은 이 일을 할 수 있습니까? 습니까? So again, 비읍니까? So can you do this? So can you 당신은 할 수 있습니까? Can you do? And then this. You is 당신은. And this is 이 일을 할 수 있습니까? Is can. So 당신은 이 일을 할 수 있습니까? The last one is, would you like to take this role? So would you is would is 입니까? And 당신은 is you. So would you like to take this role? Take this role. 역할을 하다, 역할을 맡다. Would you like to take this role? 당신은 이 역할을 하고 싶습니까? So when you ask, you can use like this. And the next one, so the next one is 사다. 사다. 사다 is, actually you may use this word quite often. So 사다 is buy, get, purchase. So when you see the first image on the left, you can see the lion, the baby lion, talk to the other one that 야 저거 사자. So in Korean, 사자 is lion, and then 사자 is let's get that, get that. So 사자가 야 저거 사자라고 사자에게 말하고 있어요. So the lion talked to the other lion that let's get that. So 사자가 저거 사자라고 다른 사자에게 말하고 있어요. It sounds like words, words game, right? So 사자, and then 사자 is buy, get, and purchase. So 물건을 사다. 물건을 사다 is buy items. 물건 is item, and then 사다 is buy. Or you can also use to say, when you want to say gain one's favor, 마음을 사다. 마음 is heart or one's favor, and then 사다 is gain. So 나는 그 사람의 마음을 샀습니다. I gained his favor. I gained her favor. So 마음을 샀습니다. You can use that. Or in terms of purchase, you may use as known more because it's more natural if you use it as a noun. For example, 대량 구매. So 대량 구매 is volume purchase. So in Korea, you can buy like loads of items online, or when you go to Costco or E-Mart. There's supermarket where you can buy the items with like reasonable price. So E-Mart traders, especially traders, then you can buy like a bunch of breads or like items with very cheap price. So 대량 구매 is volume purchase. 마음을 사다 is gain one's favor. And 물건을 사다 is buy items. Alright, and the next one is 마음을 먹다. What is 마음을 먹다? 마음을 먹다 is make up one's mind, set one's mind on something. So you might see this picture on our Instagram because 마음을 먹다. We already posted on our Instagram about 마음을 먹다. So 마음 is heart and mind. So 마음 is heart and mind, and 먹다 is eat. So if you translate directly, it is like you eat heart. How can you eat heart? You can't, because heart or mind are invisible, or you can't actually touch them as well. So 마음을 먹다 is more like expression. So when you made up your mind, you have very strong. Yeah, you have a very strong, like mind that you made up your mind. So that's why in Korean expression, you can use like, 나 마음을 먹었어. I will start diet, I will lose my weight from tomorrow. 나 다이어트 하기로 마음 먹었어. From tomorrow. 내일부터 다이어트 하기로 마음 먹었어. I think Koreans say this a lot. Yeah. So, so 마음을 먹다. Or you can use 결심하다. So 나 결심했어. 난 이걸 하기로 마음을 먹었어. 결심했어. So I'm gonna start diet from tomorrow. 내일부터 다이어트 하기로 결심했어. 내일부터 다이어트 할 거야. Like 마음을 먹었어. You can use like that. Okay, the other one is 들어가다, 들어오다. 들어가다, 들어오다. Sounds very similar, but what are the difference? I think it's related to the directions between go somewhere, like go when you go somewhere, like it has the difference between 들어가다, 들어오다. So firstly, 들어가다 you can use in three ways. So you can use with the certain place, like enter, go into, walk into. So 들어가다, walk into, in somewhere, like go inside. So 들어가다 is more related to somewhere inside. So the direction wise, you are going into the building or going from outside to inside. So 들어가다. So go into, even the second meaning, you go into or get into. So when you see the examples, the example, sentence, 세균이 몸으로 들어갔다. The germ, the virus gets into the body. 세균이, the virus gets into the body. 세균이 몸 안으로 들어갔다. Or even when you see the first example, 숙소로 들어갔다. So, for example, 나는 숙소로 들어갔다. I entered the accommodation. 나는 숙소로 들어갔다. Or 워터파크로 들어갔다. 워터파크. So I walk into the water park. So 나는 워터파크로 들어갔다. So 워터파크에 들어갔다. And even the third, enter, go into, and or employed. For example, 나는 대학교에 들어갔다. I entered university. 나는 대학교에 들어갔다. Or SM에 들어갔다. I entered SM Entertainment. I entered SM Entertainment. Or you can use like 협동조합에 들어갔다. Maybe labor 협동조합. How to say 협동조합? Like the community, like the group, like for your I'm gonna search and tell you next time. 협동조합. 협동조합 is, let me check. 협동조합. 협동조합. 협동조합 is cooperative. Cooperative. So 협동조합에 들어갔다. SM Entertainment, 협동조합, and And the next one is 들어오다. What is 들어오다? 들어오다. So the direction wise, 들어오다 is, so you are standing inside of something. For example, like you're inside of something. So something coming to you. So entered. Of course, it can be like something came from outside to inside. So entered into, walk into. But the perspective is, you are facing to that thing. So something came to you. So when you see that, you usually say 들어오다, 들어왔다. Something come to you. So even when you see the first example, 집으로 들어오다, 방으로 걸어 들어오다. So when you see someone, for example, 그는 집으로 들어왔다. So he came into the house. 집으로 들어왔다. But if you want to use 들어가다, then you will become that guy. So 나는 집으로 들어갔다. Or 그는 집으로 들어갔다. You saw someone go into the building. 그는 집으로 들어갔다. But 들어오다 is when you see him and face to him. 그는 집으로 들어왔다. So he came into the house. So those are the difference. And then the second meaning is join. For example, 나는 팬카페에 들어갔다. So I entered the certain, fandom, fan cafe. Or 나는 댄스 동호회에 들어왔다. I joined a dance community. So I joined dance club. 나는 댄스 동호회에 들어왔다. So for those two meanings, actually you can use 입장하다 in like another Korean words. 입장하다. 입장하다 means also entered. So for example, when you see the chat rooms, you can see like 라니님이 입장했습니다. 라니님이 입장했습니다. So Lani entered this chat room. Lani came into this chat room. So Lani joined this chat room. 라니님이 입장하셨습니다. 라니님이 입장했습니다. So you can use that. And the third one is come in. Come in. For example, the news come in. Maybe you when you hear something, 소식이 들려왔다. You heard the news. So 소식이 들려왔다. Or 주문이 들어왔다. So order just comes in. You got the order. You got the order from someone else. So 주문이 들어왔습니다. 주문 들어왔어요. So you got the order. 주문 들어왔어요. So you need to cook or you need to prepare something. And lastly, what I want to see is I think someone Brazilers, he actually commented quite a lot during the podcast, during the last comment. I think I missed it because I was more checking the the board that I prepared, so I missed it, or maybe the timing, I missed the timing. So but when I checked the recording, I saw it might be good to share for today. So he asked about how do you say good morning in Korean. So maybe you may know how to say, but some are also interested in or wondering how to say in Korean, like how to say good morning in Korean. So it is 좋은 아침. 좋은 아침. 좋은 is good. 아침 is morning. So 좋은 아침. So 좋은 아침. So you can say 좋은 아침 or 좋은 아침입니다. 좋은 아침이에요. In more respectful way. So 좋은 아침, 좋은 아침이에요. But usually we don't really say this. Like I think it's more like English way to say hi in the morning, because we don't really count. Like we don't really check like think like the time of the day. So when you say if you say 안녕하세요, actually it can be good morning. If you say 안녕하세요 in the morning, then that means good morning. So 안녕하세요, 안녕하십니까, it can be good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So it's more natural for Koreans, like good morning, 안녕하세요, or hi, 안녕, or just waving hands. It's more natural. Or you can just say 좋은 아침, 좋은 아침이에요. Yeah, it's also quite cool. So you can use either 좋은 아침 or 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요 can become everything. You can use in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, so actually these are the things that I prepared today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast as well. I hope it was helpful for you to understand more about Korean words and idioms. Yeah, did you enjoy it? Yeah, thank you for sending hearts, and thank you for joining today's podcast as well. And I will come back at the same time and date, like 6 p.m. EST on Tuesday. So please stay tuned. Alright, so the podcast content is always being made with your comments So please throw your ideas by answering to the questions on our Instagram, and we always check your comments. Thank you, rchenchen701. 감사합니다, 여러분. 감사해요. And hope to see you next week as well. Everyone, please keep safe and healthy. And yes, see you next time. 만관잘부. This was Lani. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye everyone.